अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मैं हूं मुख्तार अहमद, वर्चुअल यूनिवर्सिटी के कोर्स लीडरशिप एंड टीम मैनेजमेंट के साथ। आज हम 44th लेक्चर करेंगे, अपना सेकंड लास्ट वन। वी हैव ऑलरेडी कंप्लीटेड आवर मेन सब्जेक्ट, मेन कोर्स। आज का लेक्चर और अगला जो लेक्चर होगा 45th, इसको मैं थोड़ा सा चीज़ों को लिंक करके और बेहतर तरीके पे आपके साथ शेयर करने की कोशिश करूंगा। Before we start today's lecture, let's quickly go back and see what we have covered during our last lecture. That was lecture number 43. During that lecture, our main focus was ethics in leadership. Dear students, ladies and gentlemen, ethics in leadership. You know what is ethics? Ethics is a word which is derived from Greek word ethos, meaning custom, conduct, or character. It is concerned with what? With the kind of values, morals, an individual or society they ascribe as desirable or appropriate. Focus on virtuousness of individuals and their motives. इसके बारे में मुख्तलिफ थ्योरीज भी हैं। और फिर एथिक्स और लीडरशिप की जब हम बात करते हैं तो इसमें हम ये कोशिश करते हैं समझने की कि वो कौन से एक्टिविटीज हैं, वो कौन से एक्शंस हैं, वो कौन सा बिहेवियर है जो वो लीडर को, उस लीडर के बिहेवियर को, उसके फॉलोअर्स को बिहेवियर को डिटरमिन करता है। वो क्या चीज है जो उनको गवर्न करती है कि वो विद इन द कोड ऑफ एथिक्स रहे। ठीक है, क्या चॉइसेस हैं लीडर के पास और कैसे उसने अपने बिहेवियर को उस कोड के अंदर रखना है। एंड देयर आर सर्टेन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑल दोस ट्रेट्स व्हिच रिफ्लेक्ट द एथिक्स लाइक ऑनेस्टी, करेज, कंपैशन, दिस इम्पार्शियलिटी जिसे कहते हैं, इवन हैंडेडनेस एंड रिस्पेक्ट फॉर अदर्स। ये चीजें रिफ्लेक्ट करती हैं कि कोई कितना एथिकल है, कोई कितना अनएथिकल है। ठीक है, डियर स्टूडेंट्स, व्हाई बी एथिकल? व्हाई इट इज सो इंपॉर्टेंट? व्हाट बेनिफिट्स डू यू रिसीव बाय एक्टिंग एथिकली? नंबर 1, कैरेक्टर काउंट, राइट? नंबर 2, सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट। आप कोई काम एथिक्स के अंदर करते हो, एथिकल करते हो, एक तो आपका कैरेक्टर बिल्ड होता है एंड यू आर नोन एज फॉर योर कैरेक्टर, एंड सेकेंड थिंग इज यू हैव द सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट। नॉट ओनली दिस, एन इंडिविजुअल इज नॉट ओनली गेटिंग द बेनिफिट, इट इज द सोसाइटी एज ए होल, बिकॉज इफ यू आर ऑल इंडिविजुअल्स दे आर एक्टिंग एथिकली, अल्टीमेटली इट इज एथिकल सोसाइटी, इट इज द सोसाइटीज एथिक्स which matter. और लेकिन it is nothing is free. There are some certain challenges attached with it. There are certain costs linked with it. आप एथिकली एक्ट करते हैं, लोग आपसे खुश नहीं होते। आप किसी अच्छी पोजीशन पे हो, if you're leader, if you're manager, people expect that you always try to favor them. But if you will act ethically, of course for time being, you might get resistance. People might not like you, but that is okay. The bottom line is, you should be known as a person who is acting ethically. You should have a character and you should have a respect. How to be an ethical person? उसके लिए कुछ सिनेरियो असूल बहुत सारे भी हैं, कुछ डिस्कस किए थे आपके साथ। नंबर 1, do not harm anybody. Avoid causing physical, mental and emotional harm. Of course, when you're in the position when you have to make judgments, sometimes people do get punishment. That is something different. Taken for your own cause, for your own benefit, without any reason, any logical reason, of course, you need to avoid causing any kind of harm to any person. Number 2, you need to benefit others. Offer assistance and improve the lives of others, even if it may cause inconvenience to you. जैसे कहते होते हैं कि जिंदगी में खुशियां बांटें, आसानियां पैदा करें, जिंदगी आपकी भी अच्छी गुजरेगी और दूसरों को भी अच्छी गुजरेगी। ठीक है। सिमिलरली बी जस्ट, ट्रीट एवरीवन इक्वली। नेक्स्ट, बी फेथफुल, कीप प्रॉमिसेस, टेल द ट्रूथ, बी लॉयल एंड मेंटेन रिस्पेक्ट एंड गुड मैनर। और आखिरी चीज मेरा ख्याल मेरे लिए भी और आप सबके लिए भी बेहतर है कि यू नीड टू रिस्पेक्ट ईच अदर, ऑटोनॉमी दूसरों की। Even everyone has the right to decide how they want to live, how they want to live their lives, as long as they do not interfere with the welfare of others. जब तक आप अपने दायरे के अंदर रह के कुछ कर रहे हैं तो that is okay. प्रिंसिपल ऑफ एथिक्स की बात करते हैं, प्रिंसिपल ऑफ एथिकल लीडरशिप की बात करते हैं. There are 5 things which we discussed during last lecture. They were: number 1, respect others; number 2, serve others; number 3, show justice. The same thing which we just covered. Number 4, manifest honesty; and number 5, build community. You need to link them, work like a team. See? Talking about last lecture again, there were some ethical management tools or ethics management tool. You need to have exemplary leadership. Ethics बनते ही टॉप से, जब एक लीडर जो है आपका वो एथिकल नाम पे चलता है, एथिक्स पे चलता है, तो वो कल्चर डेवलप हो जाता है. You need to have provide ethical trainings. You need to have a proper code of conduct, and you need to audit it so that you should see whether everyone is following it or not. While talking about the qualities of leadership, of course other qualities are there like humanities, effectiveness, consistency, charisma, confidence, self-control, self-knowledge. But the important thing is 2 goods are required to be an effective leader, to be a good leader. He or she should be morally good and of course technically good too. वो दोनों चीजें चाहिए. Not only technically he or she should be strong, but morally he should also be good, or she should also be good. Becoming a wise and ethical leader, you need to read and read. Read for what? क्या हो रहा है? ज्यादा नॉलेज लें. लर्निंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की जो बात कर रहे थे. Think broadly and deeply about ethics. Set an appropriate ethical example. Make serving others your top priority. जैसे मैंने आपसे कहा, खुश रहें, खुशियां बांटें, आसानियां पैदा करें. Lead from trust and respect, not power or authority. Delegate करना सीखें, शेयर करना सीखें, listen करें, दूसरों को सुनें, facilitate करें. Find a mentor for you and be a mentor for others. The bottom line is, are your people growing as effective leader themselves? आप खुद भी ट्रेनिंग लीडर हो लेकिन दूसरों को भी तैयार कर रहे हो. There is no personality clashes. ठीक है? The number 1 rule we discussed, which is commonly in all management courses taught in that is lead by example. ठीक है? आपने मिसाल पैदा करनी है, खुद लीड करके दिखाना है ethical behavior. So that was all we tried to cover during last lecture. That was lecture number 43. Ladies and gentlemen, our today's topic is, as I said earlier, we have completed all those main topics which are part of this subject, leadership and team management. Today I thought I should discuss with you a topic given to today's lecture is looking at the future. What comes next? Leadership in the future. And today's lecture goal is a different kind of goal we have today. The goal of this lecture is to integrate some of the main idea we presented, we discussed with you in both mainstream of the lectures, the leadership and the team dynamics throughout these lectures, and to project current trends and issue into the future. So that is the goal of today's lecture. कि मैं इंटीग्रेट करूं उन सब तो खैर नहीं, वो तो 43 लेक्चर्स हैं, मेन चीजें जो लीडरशिप पार्ट था, टीम डायनामिक्स पार्ट था, उसको आपस में इंटीग्रेट करें, समझने की कोशिश करें कि कितना कुछ हमें मालूम है, क्या हमें मालूम नहीं है इस सब्जेक्ट के बारे में, और क्या आगे फ्यूचर में हम देखते हैं इस सब्जेक्ट को कि कैसे ये आगे चीजें चलेंगी. 2 main focus areas, the leadership and the team dynamics. So we started this subject with the basic, the stage we call it, the organization. While discussing organization, where you have the leader, you have the followers, basically being a management student or a business student, our focus is the organization. So organization setup में हमने कोशिश की समझने की characteristics of organizations, and we said it is any organization, they have the distinct purpose with deliberate structure and the people in it. And when we are talking about people, these people are the followers and the leader, subordinate and the managers. And within the organization, the system works like you have some input and you want to get some output. And then this is, in a particular task environment, you have this convergent environment or convergent process where you have the people, you have the task, you have the technology, you have the structure. And based on this convergent process and particular environment, you get the output. और यहां पे वो लोग छोटी छोटी टीमों की शक्ल में भी काम करते हैं और अल्टीमेटली एक बड़ी टीम की शक्ल में भी काम करते हैं, जिसको हम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का नाम कहते हैं. And there we have the role of the people. And that is where we discuss the leadership, which we said is a process, not the position. And in this process, we have leader, we have followers, and we have the situation. These 3 important ingredients make up this process of leadership. And the followers, of course, are the people, are the team members, are the subordinates, of course. Talking about leader again we discussed that the leader need to be very good in communication. He or she communicate. They need to motivate. They are the motivator. They're supposed to build the team. They are there to solve the problem. Of course, when people are working together, they have the conflicts. So leaders are there to solve or resolve the conflict. They need to manage the change, and they need to enhance and promote the creativity. Similarly, for a leader to be successful, they need to challenge this process for creativity, for doing things in a different way, so that they should become the necessity. They inspire a shared vision with their team members, with their colleagues, with their subordinates. They enable others to act. They model the way. They encourage the followers. They act as a change agent. They take followers to the destination. So, ladies and gentlemen, dear students, we call them the leaders. While talking about the quality of the leaders, or qualities of the leader, they have a vision. They need to have the proper vision, right? They need to have abilities, enthusiasm, stability, concern for others, self-confidence, persistence. They need to have the charisma, integrity. And you start counting those characteristics which are essential for a person to become a leader. Because he needs to take other people along with him. He or she needs to take the followers and team members to destination. That was the focus of the first part of these lectures. We try to understand this process of leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, these 3 important components: leader, the followers, and the situation. Again, while talking about the leader, the personality, the position, the expertise, the traits, the characteristics. Similarly, the followers, their personality, their value system, their norms, their cohesiveness as a team. And then within certain situation where you have the particular task, you have certain level of stress, there is environmental factors. The macro and micro factors, the forces. So under certain situation, this process is taking place, we call it leadership. और वही बात है कि same leader under certain situation can act differently. Leaders can be good leaders, leader can be bad leader. You can have ethical leader, you can have unethical leader. You can have good leader, you can have the bad leaders. It depends. But when you want to become a leader, you need to think like a leader. You need to share your visions. You need to develop your judgment. You need to adapt your style, basically. You need to build leadership traits. You need to pick right followers, which is very important. You need to build your power base. You need to organize tasks properly, and so on. The competencies of leaders are leading the organization, leading the team, leading others, and leading oneself. To become a leader, you need to understand that you need to not only lead yourself, you need to others too. You need to also lead your organization and your team too. Now, what is this team? Why to have a team? What are the benefits of teams? वो जो फॉलोअर्स हैं उसमें या टीम के अंदर लीडर भी होते हैं, फॉलोअर्स भी होते हैं. और लीडर को तो हमने कुछ समझने की कोशिश की, समझ लिया, आई होप. Why team? Why more than 2 people together? Why do we need group? Because sometimes things are not so simple. The more people you have, the better it is. Of course, there is also a limit. The number also matters. Number of team, number of organization, group में कितने लोग हैं, ये बड़ा important role play करते हैं. 2 heads can be better than 1. एक इंसान अकेला शायद बड़ा अच्छा competent भी हो, but working with some problem or solving some issues, he or she might not be that much confident. बहुत सारे लोग 2, 4, 10 जितना भी वो टीम की रिक्वायरमेंट है या ग्रुप की रिक्वायरमेंट है, if they are together and if properly selected people with different skill sets, with different background, they are going to be better for organization, for team, for group. The attributes of high performing teams are they are future focused, they focus on task, they have the creativity, the creative talents, and they rapidly respond to the changes. To develop an effective team, we need to pick right type of people, number 1, and then train them. Give them the power, empower them. Must need to have a proper communication channels within the team structure, within the organization. And linking their performance with the reward is the last but not the least point which is required to build or develop a proper team. Remember we discussed those stages of team formation, team development, the forming stage, the storming stage, the norming stage, performing stage and rejoining stage. तो इसी के उस सारे प्रोसेस को जो डेवलप करते हैं आप टीम किसी को, उसमें इस सारी चीजों को ध्यान में रखते हैं. और इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें टू डेवलप एन इफेक्टिव टीम्स आर picking the right people, selecting the right team members, training them properly, giving them empowerment or power. They should make decisions, they should take risk. Communication, providing them opportunity that they can properly communicate with each other and rewarding their performance. To have a team effective, you need to look after those things. ठीक है? Dear students, Why rely on team compared with the individuals who work alone? Team tends to be better decision maker. They make better products and services due to more knowledge and expertise. जैसे मैंने आपसे कहा था कि नॉलेज स्किल, बहुत सारे लोग डाइवर्स बैकग्राउंड से आते हैं, डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ टास्क के स्पेशलिस्ट होते हैं, तो वो अकॉर्डिंगली जो है अपनी अपनी कंट्रीब्यूशन करते हैं. ठीक है. हाउ डू वी मेजर टीम इफेक्टिवनेस? कैसे हम कह सकते हैं कि एक टीम इफेक्टिव है, दूसरी इफेक्टिव नहीं है? बाय मेजरिंग देयर प्रोडक्टिविटी, कोहेसिवनेस, बाय टू सी हाउ दे आर गुड इन लर्निंग, ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट उनकी कैसी हो रही है, और इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर टीम with the rest of organization. Or if we are talking about the organization, integration of that organization with the rest of the society, with the rest of those business world, can give you an idea that how successful or how effective that team is and that organization is. सही है कि टीम की इफेक्टिवनेस देखने के लिए प्रोडक्टिविटी, मेंबर्स का कोहेसिव होना, उनकी लर्निंग और ग्रोथ और डेवलपमेंट का ऑब्वियस होना, और उनकी इंटीग्रेशन रेस्ट ऑफ सोसाइटी के साथ, रेस्ट ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ जो है वो चीज इंडिकेट करती है कि वो टीम कितनी इफेक्टिवनेस है. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द बेनिफिट्स ऑफ द टीम्स. सिनर्जी इज द मेन थिंग. एक और एक 11 का कंसेप्ट जो है, जब लोग मिल के काम करते हैं तो सिनर्जिकल इफेक्ट होता है. वाई टीम्स आर गुड for organization? More resources are available for problem solving, for decision making. They can improve the creativity for organization. They can bring some innovations. They can improve the quality of decision making. ठीक है? Greater commitment to the task. Increase motivation of the members. Better control and work discipline. More individual needs. वो जो सेटिस्फेक्शन होती है लोगों की, उस टीम वर्क की वजह से ज्यादा होती है. ठीक है. और टीम का इंपैक्ट ऑफ टीम डेवलपमेंट क्या होता है? शुरू में तो यू कैन हैव डिफरेंट पीपल वर्किंग टुगेदर. यू कैन मैक्सिमम गिव देम द नेम ऑफ वर्किंग ग्रुप, बट स्लोली व्हेन द टाइम पास they have the confidence level on each, they have the trust developed, they have started learning, they have started understanding each other. They will become a pseudo team initially, then potential team, then of course with the passage of time, a real team. And then the stage will come that that team is a high performance team. Provided they are productive, they are cohesive, they are learning, they are developing, growing, and then they are integrated with the rest of the organization. फिर हमने ये भी देखा कि इसमें रिवार्ड का क्या रोल है. HR स्ट्रेटजीज को अगर देखते हैं ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट की, तो मॉडल इज दैट इन टुडेज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन द बिगेस्ट चैलेंज, देयर आर फ्यू बिगेस्ट चैलेंजेस which are very important and we have to understand those things. How to attract good people toward your organization? Ladies and gentlemen, the challenges of today's organizations. How to attract people, the talented people, the right type of people, that they should join your team, your organization. Attracting is one thing, then you need to select them. Once they are selected, you need to engage them with the work. उनको डेवलप करना है आपने अपनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, अपनी टीम के मुताबिक. एंड देन यू नीड टू रिटेन देम, कीप देम मोटिवेटेड, लेट देम परफॉर्म एंड रिटेन देम. और ये सारी चीजें लिंक होती हैं उस रिवार्ड सिस्टम के जरिए, जिसके जरिए आप ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को अपने को लेके चलते हो, अपनी टीम को लेके चलते हो. देन टेक्नोलॉजी इज चेंजिंग, एंड टेक्नोलॉजी इज चेंजिंग इन अ बिग वे. आज से चंद सदियों पहले चले जाएं, चंद 100 साल पहले चले जाएं, चीजें इतनी स्पीड से कभी चेंज नहीं हुई जो स्पेशली इस सदी में होके लास्ट कपल ऑफ डिकेड्स में जो चीजें चेंज हुई हैं. स्पेशली दिस IT, कंप्यूटर, ये टेक्नोलॉजी ने जो चेंजेस लाई है, it has created a totally different scenario as far as the work environment is concerned, as far as the team is concerned. Or then for a leader, for the team members too, it becomes a challenge. How to manage, how to lead in today's environment. So while talking about the strategic changes, there are 3 big strategic questions one needs to answer. Those questions are, where are we now? Where do we want to go? And how do we get there? इस बेस पे फिर आप strategies बनाते हो. Then we do our SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis of our team, SWOT analysis of our individual, SWOT analysis of our leader, SWOT analysis of our followers, whatever. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. इन सब चीजों को देख के then you prepare the strategies. To leader to be an effective strategic leader, you need to develop. You need to first of all explore the core competency you have in your team. You need to have understand after doing the SWOT analysis, okay, what are those core competencies which you have in your teams. ठीक है? Then you need to develop strategic directions. You need to effectively manage. You need to manage your resources so that proper things should reach to proper person. You need to sustain a team culture in your organization, in your team. The cohesiveness. You need to emphasize unethical practices. You need to have the balanced control, of course, on human as well as the other resources. And you need to develop your human capital. ये एक स्ट्रेटेजिक लीडर के तौर पे आपने अपने आप को एडजस्ट करना है, ठीक है? And doing this SWOT analysis, you need to be responsive, ready to change, responsive to changes which are taking place in the surroundings. Those changes can be micro changes, those can be macro changes. क्यों? क्योंकि organization must learn, team must learn faster and adapt to the rapid changes in the environment. Otherwise, they will become history. So changing environment के अंदर, change as environment change. But not for the sake change, no change for the sake of change. You need to understand why you need to change. What kind of forces are there which are driving you to do change? And change is never easy, by the way. You need to prepare your team. याद है वो जो स्टेज 3 स्टेज का सिंपलेस्ट चेंज प्रोसेस पढ़ा था हम, defrosting, making adjustment, and then refrosting. ठीक है? So that who is going to do it? The leader is going to do it. Because there are certain factors, there are forces which are going to have impact on your team or your organization. You need to change for them. There are some external forces, there are some internal forces. External forces can be technology, political condition, economic condition of the country, of the market, financial condition, customer demands, change in the competition. While you can have the internal forces. Re-engineering, the cost may be affected. Objectives are changed. Communication is different now. You have employees turnover more, and work practices are different. So all those forces are stimulating, pushing pressure on you that you need to make the adjustment. Change as the environment change. Otherwise, you will become history. जब चेंज की बात करते हैं तो चेंज के लिए you can yourself create some environment, some activities. उसको हम internal change agent के तौर पे लेते हैं. Or you can hire services of some extent. You can outsource this change process and get the required advice from other people. They come and they can scan your system. They can see where is change required. And they are going to act as an external change agent. And both have pros and cons. ठीक है? But what leaders do there? Leader define the path. Leader aligns the resources, and leader connect by engaging people, by engaging team members, by engaging their subordinates, of course, equipping them for proper resources, and empowering them. These things are going to help this leader and the team that they can work cohesively and they can deliver. So they can become effective teams. They can become the successful teams. They can become this delivering team. Where leader need to play the role of defining the path, aligning the resources, connecting and engaging the people, equipping them with the different resources, whatever is required, and empowering them. So they should make decisions. They should take risks. They should try something different. So that creativity will come, innovation should emerge. Remember, change is not an event. It is a process. And you need to prepare yourself for your team for this process. The sooner you will do it, the better it is. Okay? Dear students, ladies and gentlemen, we are trying to integrate those concepts, those ideas, that subject which we covered during previous lectures. Team need to be dynamic. Leaders need to be smart so that they should lead their team in a way that they are doing best today, and they should be even getting themselves ready to do better tomorrow. Right? For that, we discuss the six tips which can help enhance your creativity. You need to do experiment. Open your mind. Individually, collectively as a team, as an organization. Have new experience. New experiment every day. No matter how small or big it is. New experience stimulate the brain to help you to make some decisions, to create something new, to innovate something new. Right? Similarly, diversify. Involve others in your problem solving and decision making. Discuss with other people, with your team members. Have open discussion, brainstorming sessions, which can help you to develop this creativity or enhance their creativity of your team member and yourself too. You need to relax. Mental relax is very important because stress, exhaustion, and all those burdensome can block your pathway of this creativity. But as I said earlier, yes, you need some kind of stress too. Unless there is stress, people will not go for some options, some alternatives. You need to stop looking for right answer. You need to look many right answers so that again you will develop, you will enhance the creativity in your people, in yourself, in your team, in your organization. Discover your creative rhythms, what timings, what environment is good. That people speak, people think. So you have to identify those things. And you need to create that environment. You need to create that rhythm that people should come up with ideas, with creativity. And last but not the least, health makes wealth. सेहत का भी ख्याल करना चाहिए, रेगुलर एक्सरसाइज करनी चाहिए, मुझे भी, आपको भी. और इससे क्या होता है कि वो जब हेल्दी माइंड होता है वो ज्यादा सोचता भी है, काम भी करता है और क्रिएटिव भी होता है. And I discussed earlier with you a Swedish proverb. Those who wish to sing always find a song. जो कुछ करना चाहते हैं वो कुछ ना कुछ कर लेते हैं. अगर आप कुछ करना चाहते हो, क्रिएटिविटी लाना चाहते हो, टीम लीड करना चाहते हो, टीम बनाना चाहते हो, you can do it. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it. And that is how the life will be good. That is how you are going to have proper and better teams. Ethics की बात शुरू में मैंने डिस्कस कर लिया आपके साथ कि क्या ethics क्या है. Ethical behavior is the display of what? Moral attributes while making judgment, while behaving with others, while talking about self-discipline, while talking about characters. ठीक है? However, what ethical behavior really boils down to its simplest form is knowing the difference between right and wrong and behaving accordingly. तो लीडर के लिए बहुत जरूरी है कि अगेन जैसे मैंने आपसे कहा कि ही और शी इज अ रोल मॉडल, वो कोच भी है, वो मेंटर भी है, वो टीचर भी है, वो बॉस भी है, वो आपको मुश्किल वक्त से निकालेगा भी, वो आपको फैसिलिटेट भी करेगा, वो आपको विजन भी देगा, डायरेक्शन भी बताएगा. तो उसके लिए तो बहुत जरूरी है कि ही और शी शुड नो व्हाट इज राइट और व्हाट इज रॉन्ग एंड देन अकॉर्डिंगली बिहेव लाइक दिस. राइट और रॉन्ग को पता होना चाहिए, फिर उसके मुताबिक उसका बिहेवियर भी होना चाहिए. लीडरशिप इज अ प्रोसेस whereby an individual inspire a group to achieve a common goal by the power of their integrity and wisdom. And we're talking about ethical leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, these were the few main things which I tried to explain to you, which we covered during previous lectures, the 43 lectures. So based on all those lectures, now we can summarize few things. What do we know about leaders, leadership, the team, our team dynamics? So what do we know? On the average, we know that leaders are more energetic, motivated, intelligent, self-confident. Traits are important, but no single trait defines leadership. It depends on the situation. Situation के हिसाब से आपकी मुख्तलिफ traits आपको help करते हैं. Power is the key to leadership. Its use and function in organization is changing. Power का source क्या है? Expertise भी तो power है. आपका knowledge भी तो power है. आपकी communication skill भी तो power है. आपके पास जो information है, that they are also power. And we are not mainly talking the crucial power. But yes, sometimes you might need that too. So that is what we also know. A contingency view is the key to understand and predict leadership effectiveness. That we also know. Team are changing and they are also changing the leader's role. That is also well understood. An emotional bond between leaders and followers is one of the key factors to changing organizations. The way things are now happening. The bonding एक different style की शक्ल अख्तियार कर दी जा रही है. Leader needs to clarify their visions. Upper level, the strategic level, the top leaders has distinct characteristics. They have the vision. They are acting as mentors. They create a kind of, take all of them, all of their colleagues, all their subordinates with them. That is their responsibility to take them to the destinations. Culture must be an integral part of any understanding of leadership, especially this global environment where you can go somewhere else, work with different people, with different background, with different cultures. So that is a very important area a leader should understand. The trust, the faith of followers, of team members on leaders and vice versa is key to success. Effective and efficient communication is another important area. How can we build trust with your knowledge, with your skills? When your followers know that if they're stuck, you are the answer. If they need some resources, you are the answer. You can provide them the better options. That is how the trust is being built. तो ट्रस्ट बिल्डिंग के लिए जो हमने चीजें डिस्कस की थी आपको याद होंगी कि आपकी इंटेग्रिटी, आपकी कॉम्पिटेंसी, आपकी ओपननेस, आपकी कंसिस्टेंसी, ये चीजें बहुत जरूरी हैं. और वो बहुत जरूरी है कि लीडर्स का फॉलोअर्स पे ट्रस्ट हो और फॉलोअर्स का लीडर के ऊपर ट्रस्ट हो. इट इज नॉट ऑलवेज द लीडर इज इंपॉर्टेंट. ऑफ कोर्स एवरीबॉडी इज इंपॉर्टेंट, बट वट एवर वी एक्सपेक्टिंग फ्रॉम द लीडर, सेम इज बीइंग एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रॉम द फॉलोअर्स. ऑफ कोर्स लीडर्स हैव द मोर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, मोर टू डिलीवर. But nowadays, with this changing environment, things are different now. Effective and efficient communication is another key area, as I said. Proper communication is must. If you want, again, it is going to help you to develop your trust, to establish the trust among team members, between team and the leaders. between followers and the leaders. Continuous learning. Responding to change and creativity must be the important topics in this leadership and team management. In team dynamics, these are very important issues. These are very important topics which teams are taking care of. What? Continue learning. The learning organization concept, starting from top to down and bottom to up. Responding to change, whether it is technology changing, the economic condition changing, the competition is changing. You need to respond. Otherwise, you will become history. Same way, the creativity and innovation. For this, empowerment is must. Risk-taking is essential. You need to empower that is what we learn. We know that. Empowering your team is important. Risk-taking is important. You need to encourage them to take risks. They need to do things in different ways so that there is more innovation, there is more creativity. Similarly, efficient use of technology. Technology is changing, of course, every day. But do we really need that technology? That is the important question. And that is the important decision team and leader need to take. Which technology to use? Why to use it? So, that is, we know that today, teams are very smart. The leaders are smart. That what technology is being used, why to use that, how much they want to go on virtual, how much they want to go on spot, which team is needed to work on virtual background, which team is required to work in a different style. These are the decisions which today's team members and organizations and the leaders are taking. Responsive to all stakeholders and ethical norms. This is another topic we understand. Today, team need to be responsive. Dear students, ladies and gentlemen, we do know that it is not only that your customers are important, your employees are also important. It is not that your employees are important, your competitors are also very important. It is not that your competitors are only important, your team members are also very important. Your partners are also very important. Your suppliers are also very important. So all those stakeholders, they need responsiveness. Team need to act proactively. They need to be responsive. And of course, everything should be unethical under the code of ethics. And then we should not miss. And we know that nothing is free. We need to link all those performances with the reward. Performances of individual team members, the teams as a whole, the leader or whatever. वो जज़ा और सज़ा का अमल जो है उसको जहन में रखना, ठीक है? लेकिन कुछ चीजें हमें मालूम भी नहीं, अभी नहीं समझ सक रहे हम कि ट्रेड्स का टिपिकल रोल क्या है, पर्टिकुलरली क्या रोल प्ले करते हैं. इम्पैक्ट ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कंटेक्स्ट को समझना जो है, फुल इम्पैक्ट ऑफ कल्चर एट वेरियस लेवल्स क्या है, और ह्यूमन बिहेवियर of diverse team members. These are the difficult questions we need to answer. ठीक है, इसको समझने की भी और जरूरत है. और आजकल की जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, आजकल की जो टीम है, उसके भी ट्रेंड डिफरेंट हो रहे हैं. बजट कट्स आर ऑफ कोर्स ऑब्वियस थिंग, आजकल हर तरफ सुनते हैं हम. रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग, डाउन साइजिंग, राइट साइजिंग, द बज़वर्ड्स. फ्लैटन स्ट्रक्चर, these are the buzzwords. ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टीम्स आजकल इस तरफ सोच रही हैं, काम कर रही हैं. आपको फ्लैट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ज्यादा नजर आ रही हैं, पेपरलेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. डूइंग मोर विद लेस इनपुट, यू वांट टू हैव मोर आउटपुट. कांस्टेंट चेंजिंग, इंक्रीजिंग डाइवर्सिटी अमंग स्टाफ एंड कस्टमर्स, लुकिंग फॉर न्यू एनवायरमेंट, लुकिंग फॉर न्यू मार्केट. Increase teamwork and strategic alliances, making pie larger and larger to have bigger share. Political influence is also there. The new leaders are emerging, and so on. So, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, things are changing. The changing in the organization, changing in the team. There are structure changes we can see. There are changes in the demography. There are demographic changes. I hope you understand what is demographic, right? The globalization, of course, अब तो ये पुराना लफ्ज़ हो गया, but still it has an impact. The new landscape of the world, नए ब्लॉक्स बन रहे हैं, नई आपस में टीम्स ऑफ और एम चीजें, ठीक है ना. नई जो है अलायंसेस बन रही हैं, न्यू वर्क एथिक, लर्निंग एंड नॉलेज, दिस नॉलेज इकोनॉमी का जो कंसेप्ट, दैट इज चेंजिंग द होल सिनेरियो ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, द होल सिनेरियो ऑफ द वर्क environment, and of course the team as a whole. Technology is changing in a big way. It needs more flexibility now. We are facing the fast-paced changes, and all those things are putting more and more pressure on individuals, on people, on teams, on leaders to make some adjustments so that they should survive. They should sustain in the future. ठीक है? There are some consequences for leaders too, for leadership, whatever we have said. New roles of leaders. Now more emphasis are on followers, on team members. Understanding differences and cultures is another issue. Understanding global issues, accommodating different working styles. Continuous training, leading knowledge workers, learning to manage change. Remaining flexible, creating a fit between individual need and organization goals, and of course human relations. These are the things which are there, putting pressure on our leaders and team members. Not only pressure, of course there are opportunities involved in it. There are of course threats too there. What leaders should do now is to have good self-awareness. They need to do their SWOT analysis. What is missing? What needs to be done? They need to look this whole thing in a global perspectives. Now your business are, your teams are, your organization are working beyond your boundaries. You need to understand organizations. You need to be flexible and open. You need to continue to learn, go for learning. You need to strive for the balance and pure personality. And most importantly, you need to learn human skills. Future of leadership depend on three main pillars. Having a proper vision, managing implementation, and building relationship with the followers. Working relationship we are talking. So, leaders are looking for the future. They need to leader with a global perspectives. They need leader with an integrated view of organization. They need leader which must remain flexible and open to change. Leaders who are committed to continue learning. Leaders who achieve a personal balance. They need to delegate and nurture shared time. They need to empower followers through democracy, through consensus, because that will create synergy. The human aspect is very important. Leader need to relate with all his or her team members, the subordinates, the followers. Of course, they need to be demanded. They need to be very demanding. They need to have connection with their subordinates, with their team members to build the loyalty. They need to encourage the ownership. The concept of organization citizenship, right? They need to pursue learning for all members of the teams, bottom to up, top to down. And most importantly, they need to build teamwork and must have fun at the end. If it is not fun, don't do it. ठीक है ना? तो आज फ्यूचर जो हमारी टीम का हमें नजर आ रहा है, फ्यूचर जो हमारे लीडरशिप के लिए नजर आ रहा है, कि लीडर्स को फ्रेंडली भी होना पड़ेगा, डिमांडिंग भी होना पड़ेगा, टीम मेंबर भी होना पड़ेगा, लीडर भी होना पड़ेगा, फैसिलिटेटर भी होना पड़ेगा, और सेम टाइम उनको अकाउंटेबिलिटी भी टाइट करनी पड़ेगी. थिंग्स आर चेंजिंग, दैट इज एग्रीड. Things are changing, technology is changing, the way we are doing business is changing. So we need to adjust ourselves quickly so that we should be part of winning team. Leadership essentials are, you need to listen, you need to learn, you need to help, you need to lead. You need to ride with the waves and take others along with you so that you are the successful, you are the winner, and you are the effective leaders. I think, ladies and gentlemen, I have to stop it here. Today our topic was looking forward, looking toward futures. What next? What is going to happen next? I tried to integrate all those few major topics, major issues, major subject-related topics in today's lecture and try to identify what do we know about leaders, about leadership, about team dynamics, and try to understand what is happening today and what in near future we can anticipate. But we should be ready for changes. I hope we are understanding. That was our second last lecture. One more lecture to go. I don't know. I'm still thinking what to do there. One idea is to relate whatever we have discussed with the nature and try to understand what is happening in the nature. Why we are not learning those things. I hope I'll get some kind of related material, then I should be able to deliver a good presentation for you. But it depends. I hope you are now, at least we have started picking up, we have started learning something. Or we are at least ready to learn what this leadership and team management is. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz. Till next time. Assalamu alaikum.